All right, the first thing that we're going to need for our e-commerce store is what's called web hosting. And web hosting is absolutely required. It's vital. You can't put an e-commerce store out on the web without web hosting. So it's not something that you can consider waiting on or whatever. You need it along with, you need your domain, you need web hosting, you need ZuluCart. And those things are vital just to get your web store up out there on the web so visitors can come and place orders with you. Now, most of you are probably going to know what web hosting is already. For those of you that don't, it sounds complicated, and honestly there is a lot of complicated stuff with web hosting, but the web hosting company deals with all that technical crazy stuff, and you don't need to. What web hosting means is, if you break it down, web just is another word for internet, and hosting just means to facilitate. So basically it's a supercomputer that you are renting part of the space on. And that supercomputer is similar to your own computer at your house. You just put your files and your folders there, whatever you want on your website, and then it makes it viewable to everybody on the internet. And the reason that you can't host your website on your own computer is, for one thing, it's technical to set up, but web hosting companies have crazy fast internet connections, like faster than what's even available to residences. And they have the supercomputers are huge, crazy expensive, fast computers. And they need to be, because you could end up having, 100, 150 people on your website inside of an hour. And they need to quickly serve up web pages from your e-commerce store for multiple visitors at the same time. So your computer's not anywhere close to fast enough. And then on top of that, there's other technical things that the web hosting company deals with, like IP addresses and DNS and all that stuff. And you don't need to understand what any of that stuff is. In fact, setting up web hosting is quick, simple, easy, and it's inexpensive. So back in the day, when the internet was a lot more, new in its infancy, web hosting was expensive. It cost a fortune to get a website hosted. But now it's super cheap, super easy. The whole process is streamlined. There's thousands and thousands of web hosting companies out there, and since 2003. We've tried pretty much every major web hosting company out there. And I tell you what, it is not easy to find a good, reliable web hosting company. We had to have gone through a good 12 to 15 major web hosting companies that were, known names out on the internet for being a web hosting company, and just headache after headache, websites down all the time, strange occurrences on the website, all that kind of stuff. And in 2007, we found HostGator, and we've never looked back. We've never used anybody else since. They rock. They are honestly the best. At this point, we refuse to even consider using anybody else. They're always up. Our websites are always up. Since 2007, we've maybe, with our dozens and dozens of websites, we've maybe been down for 5 minutes total, if that. So their uptime is amazing. They offer 24/7 support. They have good prices, and probably best of all and most important is their default settings when you set up an account work perfectly with ZuluCart, which is no guarantee with any other random web host. If you go out with another random web hosting company, there's a dang good chance that it's not going to work with your ZuluCart shopping cart. So once again, we have worked out an exclusive agreement with HostGator, and in this upcoming video, I'll tell you all the details about it and actually provide you with a link to sign up under this exclusive agreement. You get your first entire month of web hosting for a penny, and then after that it's $9.95 a month. So very inexpensive, and like I said, HostGator has all that great stuff going for them. Their customer service rocks. They're extremely reliable. They're very friendly and helpful if you ever do need to contact them. And we now have a personal, relationship with them. So we've been able to work this cool deal out for all of the Store Coach students. In fact, they actually created a web page on their website for you Store Coach students. So in the next video, I'll actually give you the link to that landing page, and we'll talk more about HostGator, and I'll actually show you how to go through the sign up process.